Hi, what's up everybody? Mr. Hem here, and I'd like to spend this opportunity to conclude our Game Framework 2D Basic. So, over the over the course of those few videos, we set up double buffering in our Windows form, and we had to play around with the GDI graphics interface. We we set up our MCI audio via the dynamic libraries, and we made a few methods for ourselves to handle playing music and playing sound. And we've got three that's related to background music play over here, and then we've got a stop in a close. Close kind of unlodges it from the MCI. Now, to use the play background music, we decided to give it three inputs. First input is the file name, the actual file that you want to play. The second input is the audio type, which is optional, and whether you want it to loop, which is also optional. And we kept in mind that if we chose audio type to be MP3, it can loop, but if we chose it to be WAV, it won't loop. MCI doesn't support WAV looping, basically. So that's kind of the limitation we had with MCI, and also we didn't want to go any further to do our own looping. For our sound, we wanted our sound to play in parallel to each other, so we wanted multiple sounds playing in parallel, and it just didn't work when we shot off to a different task. And so we decided, no, we'll only play waves, our sound effects. And I don't think having a file name is really a good design. But for now, we'll just use file name. It just doesn't. Then else we'll have to add another piece of, we got to add another piece of design pattern to make aliases. And for now, I just want to avoid it. We'll just understand that we've just got to put in the file name. We also got our mouse working, where we can register our left click of the mouse, not the right click but the left click, but we can quickly add the right click if we wanted to, if we need to. I don't intend on using it at this moment or in the future until in the foreseeable future. And we also registered our mouse X and mouse Y so that we know where we're clicking. We made a function for ourselves, key check key code, and it will return a true or false if it's down, if we've pressed it down or not. And we set up our game loop, which is our game or game flow, where we've got game load, game update, and game draw. So let's just have a look at that. So over here, what I've done is I've kind of copied and pasted and shoved everything that's related to the game window setup, such as the game loop, the game window key, down key, up mouse click, and the key. I'll just hidden it kind of in this region here. And I'm only exposing the game load, game update, and game draw, which is the main thing you will be using to develop the game in this particular framework. As you can see here, this is where we play our wave sound. We just put in the wave. We just go audio.play wave sound. We put in the wave path. And this is in our debug folder. This is important because this helps manage, any sounds that are playing. When they finish, it will delete itself. It handles the deletion of any sound objects. This is our draw function where we do our drawings. We pass in our graphics object into our draw functions, and then we'll use that to draw whatever we need to draw. Our mouse information is all here, and new information gets registered from our mouse click here. It captures the event here. And here's an example of playing your background music. We're doing it in form load, where we go audio.play background music. We've changed it to be MP3, meaning we're allowed to put true for it to loop itself. And this is our library here that we've made for ourselves to handle audio. And that's pretty much it. And finally, I just want to show you the last thing we did was we made balls bounce around in the screen with background music playing. And the ball, when it hits the bottom, does play music sound, but I turned it off because it was getting a bit annoying. Alright, no worries. So that's pretty much the conclusion of our 2D framework. This framework is ready to make games for us. We're ready to use this and produce whatever game we want to make. And hopefully as we make more games, we'll add more features to this framework. And one day when we finish the game, maybe this thing will turn into a game engine. But for now, it's just a framework. It hasn't really got anything ready for us other than just the bare bones, such as graphics and audio and inputs. And so if we do find more features or if we do find more bugs, we'll fix it up as we go. Anyway, thank you for listening for listening, and this is a conclusion to our Framework 2D Basic. In our next video series, we'll use this particular framework to make a game as an example. See you then.